I believe that one of the things that happened in the Garden of Eden is that we fell, but we fell back into time. In other words, I believe that we slowed down and that we are trying to catch up to the present. Now, when you read the Bible, you read as if everything has already happened, all of it. And everybody has had these things called deja vus, where all of a sudden you're like, I've done this before, I've been here. And this is a phenomenon that I believe is connected to our fallen situation, fallen back into time. So look at what God does. He uses 6 days of creation, 24 hours in a day. 6 times 24 is 144. Also, when you type in the word time in the Gematria calculator, in Hebrew Gematria, time is 144. This number 144, there's something to it. Now, we know it as the 144,000 Israelites that are sealed in the book of Revelation on the 6th seal, with the seal of God on their forehead. 12,000 from 12 tribes. Again, the number 12 is how many hours are on the clock. And 12 twice, which is a full day, is 24. And we also have language about the 24 elders in heaven in the book of Revelation. So it's all has to do, I believe, with time. Then we look at the movie Back to the Future. Well, think of the name. You're going back, but to the future. So you're catching up with the future. And in that movie, when the DeLorean hits 88 miles per hour, they skip through time. 88, the number 8, is the infinity logo for timeless, basically, or eternity. It just keeps going, just like an hourglass. It's in the shape of an 8. And then you turn the hourglass over and the time just keeps running. Also, look at the hourglass, how it connects in the middle and then it gets bigger on both sides, just like an 8. It's almost like a wormhole, right? Or a vacuum that you go through when they show us on these movies and in the so-called science community. Kind of what that reminds me of. Also, the 8th letter of the alphabet is the S. So 88 is SS. The Nazis used this. But those are also lightning bolts. Remember when the lightning hit the clock tower in the movie Back to the Future? That is when the DeLorean and whoever was in it skipped through time. Jesus said, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. And an interesting thing about that is that when Doc was on the clock tower, he was waiting for the lightning to strike the clock tower, right? And it all had to do with them skipping through time. In my opinion, that would be like the rapture. But the lightning falling would be symbolic of Satan falling like lightning from heaven, just like Jesus said. And these events are one after another, I believe. That the rapture happens, and then Satan falls like lightning. So time. Now, here's a really amazing revelation that I had. There is a movie called Source Code. And, source, a lot of people are using that term now for God. He is the source, right? And in this movie, it's quite fascinating to me because what it is about is a man who sends himself back in time to relive out, I believe it's the last 8 minutes, notice the number 8, of somebody's life to change their outcome. Isn't that exactly what the Bible tells us Jesus is doing in the believers? He inhabits us, and now his life becomes our life. Galatians chapter 2 verse 20. I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. I think that they know so much at the top. And they show us these things in movies, and I think we're just getting it. Is that what is going on? Because if Jesus didn't inhabit us and make our life his life, we would go to hell. We're doomed. So again, this idea of time in the Bible is looked at as everything is already finished. The outcome has already happened, but we're here back in the past, and we're trying to catch up to real time. And that's why we have deja vus. We're like, I've done this, I've been here. Because you have done these things, and you have been here. Then we look at the movie Terminator and time travel. The movie Terminator shows us kind of the same idea as the Bible in that everything has already happened, and the Terminator was going back in time to change future events. So like the Terminator was trying to kill John Connor so that he couldn't fulfill his destiny. Is that what Satan is trying to do? He's sending his minions and spirit and people back in time to destroy God's people and plan. So, in conclusion, we see this same idea being told to us in movies that is the idea in the Bible, or ideas plural, that we are somehow in the past. The Bible says that salvation is a gift from God. But what is a gift? It's the present. It's getting to the present. Jeremiah chapter 1 verses 4 and 5. Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.